Now we're ready to start talking about the while loop. Again, it's really to accomplish the same thing, which is repetition in a program. And here we're asked to write a loop to fill the output pane with 5,000 rabbits. So before we begin with the actual code, I want to kind of rehash what I call the essentials of counter-controlled repetition, which is what we're doing here and what we were doing in the last couple of videos as well. So essential number one is you have a counter variable with a starting value, typically 0 or 1, and I do have that here. I'm calling the variable counter. Again, little I, little j, x, whatever, but let's just do counter just so we know exactly who we're looking at here. Essential 2 is a loop condition or a relational expression such as this. So I say while counter is less than or equal to 5,000. So this relational expression is going to evaluate to true or false. And as long as you keep getting true out of this, the loop keeps running and iterating, repeating. Eventually, this should become false, and not at the moment, the way I have this coded, but we'll get into that in a moment. Eventually, when this does become false, though, the loop finally ends, okay? Essential number 3 is the increment, and I don't have that here. I'm going to add it in just a moment. Here's the thing. Counter starts at 1, and we said keep looping while counter is less than or equal to 5,000. So first time through the loop, counter is 1. Is 1 less than or equal to 5,000? Yes, that's true. So we print a rabbit. Okay, I already isolated the code for the rabbit, so we're printing the rabbit. Okay, second time through the loop, the way I've coded this at the moment, counter is still 1. Is 1 less than or equal to 5,000? Yes, it is. Still true. So I get another rabbit. And this can go on and on and on. And it will. You know what? Let me run it for you and you'll see what I'm talking about. There are my many, many rabbits. This is more than 5,000. You see them along the bottom. They just keep going. I know this is over the internet, so there's a little bit of a delay. But it's just going to keep going and printing more rabbits. And we're going to get, it seems like I'm kind of frozen down here even. So, oh, there they are, another full row of rabbits. So I'm going to stop this. Okay, what that was, by now you know, an infinite loop, because I forgot the increment, which is, of course, essential number 3. So... And you know what, like with the for loop, and we saw this in Small Basic as well, with the for loop, it's really hard to mess up because that increment is kind of built into the normal syntax that you really don't have to think about it. But with the while loop, there's more responsibility on your shoulders to get all your ducks in a row, so to speak, or all your essentials coded. So don't forget that last one, because I still forget it to this day, still do infinite loops to this day. And so anyway, how do I increment counter? The value of counter is going to be equal to whatever's already in there plus 1. Okay, now let's go ahead and, you know what, maybe I'll go down to 100 just so we can see the end of this, and we'll see. That's 100 rabbits apparently. Okay, so moral of the story here is don't forget your 3 essentials, especially that last one, which is hard to remember sometimes. And same thing like the syntax quirks, same thing holds true here. You have your loop header with the colon at the end of it, and also the indentation matters. So we have the 2 statement body, each is indented 4 spaces. Consistency matters.